All right. Good evening and welcome to the October 2025 Upper Darby Shade Tree Commission meeting. With me is Eric Burns and I'm Mike Atwell. We're going to get started. We've got a short agenda, but important things that we want to cover and get some feedback from our township residents. So here we go. First item is approval of September meeting minutes, which are available here in the room, and they'll be posted online as well. Eric,
Motion to approve?
all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Good. Thank you. Okay. Big news, or the important, probably the most important thing for us, is the fall planting update. The first item are Upper Darby parks. Last week, I met with Joe Martin, who is the Director of Public Works, and Joe assured me that the months of October and November, he can make his crews available to do the following planting. The first are the Upper Darby parks. The tree tenders made available some awesome specimens in the tree nursery, numbering about 25. And those are all to go in Upper Darby parks, which are not scheduled to be playground upgraded in the next year. And I have a list of those parks we could discuss if we want. So 25 trees will go in those parks. And one of the beautiful things about that is the tree tenders secured those trees for free. And they're beautiful specimens. And so the township's really benefiting from our relationship with the tree tenders group. So 25 in the parks. Garrett Road, the other item is this building is 100 Garrett Road. I think we have like eight trees to plant in lot 1 across the street in the parking lot, where there are either dead trees or space for a tree, for a good tree. And in addition, on the sidewalk around this township building, I think we had 4 or 5 or four spaces where Joe's group, the Public Works group, will be removing the dead trees and planting the new specimens. Eric, can you say a little bit about what we're going to plant or where they're coming from? We were unable to get trees from PHS of the species we wanted, so we're doing a plan B, which seems like it's going to work out really well.
We're going to get some 15-gallon trees, 1.5-inch caliber in them, and they're native species of redbud, black gum, honey locust, and redbud, and be using them in the spots. We're getting them from a nursery called New Hanover Gardens. That's someone that I have an acquaintance with from when I used to have my own company. He's going to give us a pretty good price. I got to get a list together and get him to give me a quote, an actual formal quote, and then we'll get a check cutter and get them. And
Yeah.
then we got to schedule it with Joe.
Right.
To actually put in.
Which brings up a question for Steve, not to answer tonight, but the question is, do we need to have a check? And maybe it's the question goes to the vendor, but question also goes to the township. Do we need an invoice, or can we get a check from an estimate, or how would we pay for those trees? Because the tree commission does have the funds, but we don't usually, we don't deal with like check production and stuff like that. So if you could just take the action item to find out what we would need to do or share it with the bill on, you know, a bill of about $1,500, we think,
Yeah, somewhere around $1,500.
something like that. That'd be great. Yeah, that'd be great. And so we were asked by the township about planting the trees around the building here in August, and we just declined because it's too hot. It's just not productive to be planting in terrible heat like that. So we feel like that the conditions will be much better and much more favorable to have productive planting this season now. So that'll be great. And with good specimens like we were talking about, I'm really excited about that. Okay, that's the fall planting update that I have. We're sort of deferring any additional planting, I guess, on Westchester Pike because between this building and what we have in the nursery, that's about 40 trees to go in this season, and we're going to just see how that goes. And if we can get that done, that'll be a really good fall planting, and we'll be back at it in the spring for some more. Item 3 is the riparian buffer at Naylor's Run Park. So far, the lights are green for planting the riparian buffer in the park. We just need to work out how to get it done, I think, with the tree tenders and maybe some careful pacing because it's a lot of seedlings and small plants, but you know, we don't want anybody to get hurt, worn out, and so on. So, but that will be happening this season. And we'll probably talk about that. I hope to talk about that more in the public comment section. Fourth item on the agenda is an update on the Miyawaki Forest in Naylor's Run Park. And recently we got the news that we don't have permission to do the Miyawaki Forest. And it kind of came out of the blue, and so it was unexpected. It seemed like we had all the right sounds coming from the township administration, and so I have a meeting scheduled Wednesday this coming week with the CAO to understand what happened and what we can do about it. A lot of effort went into finding plantings to the planning of the project, the excitement that we all had about being the first planting of a Miyawaki forest in Delaware County, and as a kind of a sort of a training ground and a learning opportunity and a kind of feather in the cap of Upper Darby. It's been very upsetting to find out that there's some resistance, and so I am hopeful to understand what the resistance is about and to see if there's any way we can mitigate that. I mean, I don't know, but when Eric and I were talking earlier, we pondered maybe, is that part of what we call Naylor's Run Park? Is that under the administration of the school system? Because in a couple of parks in the township, it's unclear, or it hasn't always been clear where the township's responsibilities end and where the school system's responsibilities begin, both in, I think, Naylor's Run and that Marshall Road Park. So I don't know if it's that, but I really want to keep pushing. And that's the plan for this week with the CAO, to understand and figure out what we can do to make it happen. Okay. Item 5 on the agenda is the tree nursery cleanup. That happened with the effort of quite a few people working extremely hard to excavate specimens from the nursery so that they could be planted around in the parks, those 25 specimens. They were big, big trees put in pots so that they'll be at the ready for planting this season. So that went well. It was great to have the additional square footage that we have now in the nursery due to the bump out that the township gave us permission to do and helped with the fencing and the construction there. So the tree nursery is like in a really good place in the sense that it feels like we have now the ability to move stock in and move stock out in the way that, we've kind of always envisioned. So that was really good. And the tree tenders, made sure that folks that came out to do the cleanup had snacks and drinks, and it was just really good. It was good fellowship. It was good. It felt good to be taking up some of the bigger specimens there that were getting to be too big, so they're going out, and that's really great news. So that's item 5 from the agenda. Okay. Item 6 is the Shade Tree Commission's Party in the Dark, October 24th. It's an event we're doing with the tree tenders in Naylor's Run Park from 5:30 to 8:30. Come out. It's a kind of a fundraiser for the tree tenders, and it's a good meet and greet if you're interested in environmental issues, in tree issues, in meeting nice, cool people, and just a good networking thing. So I mark your calendars for the 24th, and we'll have a lot of fun at that. Okay. Last item is public comment, and we'll open up the floor for anything that's been on the agenda or anything else that we might want to cover.
Hi, Steve Lockard, Spruce Avenue, Upper Darby tree tender. In regard to the 25 trees that the township is going to use that we got out there, because we had to dig them out of the ground, there's been some transplant shock. A couple of those trees are not in the best shape.
Okay.
Just to let you know ahead of time.
That's good.
So nobody.
What would you advise with them, Steve? What do you think?
It's hard to tell.
Or?
Well, it's hard to tell. Some of the trees, they're different species. So
Yes.
what happens, I don't know.
Okay.
The idea of keeping them above ground,
Yes.
there are positives to that. Right?
Yeah.
The negative to that is that if they're above ground, you need to water more frequently.
Right.
When they're in the ground, they're getting water from what's in the ground. So there's a trade-off.
Okay.
So, and I've talked to a couple of people who do the watering there now. I stepped back from that. So those people are aware of it. We might also do a different watering system too. So we have some money that we're trying to purchase so that one person could do it rather than having the big heavy pump where you need 2 or 3 people to do the work.
Well, it's especially difficult now too, because with all those kind of big trees really like put together, it's hard to get into them, and
Well, it's always been
good
hard
from a staging perspective, but
it was always hard to get in among the trees because we had so many in a smaller space. Now it's a little larger space, and we've stacked them. We got them off the ground.
the pallets.
So anyway,
Okay.
that's just one thing. In regard to the plantings across the street and around the township building,
Yes.
I think someone,
Yep.
the township or someone, needs to get a regimented system for how to care,
Yes.
maintain, and water them.
Yep.
And also prevent them possibly from getting too much salt. So the trees that were planted around the building, it's very possible that they suffered because of salt that was spread on the sidewalks
Right.
when we have icy conditions.
Yep.
So something needs to be done there. Maybe there's some barriers like sediment barriers that could be placed around them at least for the 2-3 months when we're going to have those icy conditions and salt's going to be spread.
Yes,
Because it's hard to tell the maintenance guys, don't put salt on the sidewalk. You can't do that.
right.
So something needs to be done there. Yeah.
Is there a commercial thing available like that, or?
There
is
may
it-
be, I didn't look close into it,
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
okay.
so.
As we, yeah, okay, no, I do agree though, because you know that there's heavy salting done.
Yeah.
So that, there's no ice.
Yeah.
At least on the uphill side, I mean, sometimes there's a slight grade, so think
True.
about that.
Okay.
The guys who are doing it, they,
Mm-hmm,
we just caution them. I'm not gonna tell them what to do, but,
right.
they can use their head on that.
Mm-hmm,
Another thing, I was over at Dermont Field for the work that those guys, that we did in the spring,
yes,
and most of those trees look like they're in really pretty good shape.
good.
Fortunately, we had a lot of good water, through the spring and the summer. We got rains periodically.
Mm-hmm.
So they seem to be in pretty good shape.
How many was that, Steve? I can't remember.
It was 22 total. I think there were like 18 trees and 4 shrubs.
Yeah, yeah,
I think that's what it was.
yep.
They all
There's the
look good.
possibility,
They all look good. They all look
everyone that
good.
I saw. looked good.
Really? Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good success rate.
Yeah.
Really good.
And we actually had to move a couple.
Yeah,
I don't know
Oh,
if you
yeah,
heard
that's right.
that or not,
yeah, yeah.
because of the football field.
Yep.
It was being adjusted, and as a
Yeah.
result, 2 trees were in the way, so we put them somewhere else. We never did contact the other association there, the Lanark Association.
Yes,
So I tried to contact their president. He never got back to me, or whoever was the president.
okay,
I think that's another route we can go. And we can also ask Dave if maybe next spring, they might see they're in place for another 3 or 4, whatever,
yeah,
okay?
yeah. Good, their original ask was like 50. We said like,
Yes,
You
yeah.
know, let's start a little bit slower and make sure that,
Sure.
that either the weather is conducive or that they can manage nurturing for a year.
And a few of those trees, especially the ones that are going to flower,
Yeah,
they're going to be noticeable to the parents, et cetera, who go through the field. So it might cause some interest.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Also, I looked at the trees at Nailers Run Park that we planted last spring. We did 6 around the parking lot there and then 4 just outside the nursery. They all seem to be doing well. Could always be doing better, but it looks like they're doing well. And I think a lot of that is attributed to the fact that we had rain throughout the summer. We didn't have to do a lot of extra water. Although we could get some wood chips down on a few of them.
Okay.
All right?
Hang on just a second. I
yeah,
just wanna
sorry.
Capture that. Okay, got it.
Okay?
Mhm.
In anticipation of the riparian buffer
Yes,
and also for the Miyawaki Forest,
yes,
we contacted the Chesapeake Bay Foundation.
yes.
We're outside their watershed, but they're interested in doing whatever they can to support stormwater management. And we ordered from them. We ordered 950 seedling trees and shrubs in the spring,
Mhm.
in summer rather, for this fall, through what's called Pennsylvania Power and Light,
Yes,
Interfaith Power and Light. And we were able to get 633. They're coming at the end of October. We also ordered through the Conservation District in Delaware County an extra 450 from them, and we're going to get an extra 150 from them. So we'll be getting 800 seedling trees and shrubs.
Mhm.
It's not as much as we hope for, but it's a good start for a riparian buffer.
Yes,
And it would also be a good start for the Miyawaki Forest.
yes,
Let's say we wouldn't have enough for both.
right,
That's fine.
right.
Maybe we can do some this fall,
Mhm.
some more in the spring, whatever we can do.
Mhm.
We have access to 3 8-inch bore augers, and we have a number of people who can operate them. So you can do 50, 60 holes in an hour, each person. So you could have 150 holes dug on one day. It might be enough for one old fart to do enough for one day.
Hey.
Yeah, whatever. And then you could come back the next day and
Yeah.
do another 150,
Yeah.
okay? So there are another opportunities for this.
Mhm.
I'd be anxious to hear what the township's reasonings are. I mean, they've got a lot of priorities,
I
so,
know, exactly.
doing stuff, we understand.
Yes, exactly. Steve, before you go on, can you say a little bit about the riparian planting? Like how you plan that, what the, like, you know, what kind of spacing, what you try to accomplish, what, like where on, in the area you focus?
Well, you know, ideally what you're looking at is water that would be coming off of a field or a hill that would be going into a stream, and combination of things. First of all, there's the volume going into the stream. If you can mitigate that, that helps.
Right.
There are also sometimes pollutants that are going in. You know, if you had a parking lot or something, anything, transmission fluid, brake fluid, gasoline, anything that was coming off a car would just flow downstream.
Yep.
So those trees and shrubs can help to mitigate that. What happens is the stuff goes into the soil,
Yep.
and you have roots that are helping to change what those hydrocarbons were. Okay. Now, usually the spacing is about 12 feet apart.
Okay.
You know, you can make it more dense. You can go 8 and 10 feet, depending upon what you have.
Okay.
But oftentimes 12 feet is recommended. You want to make sure that you're a good ways from any power lines.
Right.
And if you're over by the creek, you're going to be away from those high pico wires. Okay. So roughly 40 yards from those wires.
Yes.
So even the tallest trees or broadest trees are not going to be near those wires. Same thing with the Miyawaki forest. You'd be plenty far away from it. You can be very careful and judicious about what you're putting where. And somebody can go out and label everything ahead of time.
Right.
That's not usually what's done when you have a large amount, but that can be done. You know, you put flags down of different colors. These are trees, these are shrubs, you know, ahead of time. You could do the augering the day before. All those things are possibilities.
Yeah. When we visited that Miyawaki forest, you and I and the group, they were very random with their planting in that forest. Like they followed no guide at all. They just had all their different specimens and they kind of went in how they went in, and it's pretty successful.
Yeah, I'm not like that. I mean, I can't do just that. I mean, I would prefer things to be a certain way.
Yeah.
Put 800 trees in a Miyawaki forest.
Yeah.
And the way we ordered these, we were ordering by a flat. They're 25 in a flat.
Okay.
So if I had 25 red oaks,
Sure.
I'd try to spread them out.
Sure.
And let's just go plant those 25 while we're at it.
I see.
Okay. And
Yep.
right next to it, we'll plant a small shrub. And we'll do 25 of those right next to it. And then we'll come back, we'll have a medium tree, we'll have a small tree in there. And we get that done.
Right.
And then we go back and then do another set of 4 flats.
Yep.
You know, the same
Yep.
thing, get it done that way. That's just me, though.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm too anal about
It's
it.
all good. No. It's
One
good.
way.
I like it.
One other thing, Stream Smart Smoke folks, which are people who work in the Darby Creek Valley watershed, they have, they'd won a grant for stormwater mitigation in the Darby Creek watershed, and Upper Darby Tree Tenders applied to get some trees to plant at residents' homes. So we got, I believe, 10, 3 red buds, 3 service berries, and 3 of something else, and then we got an extra of something. We're supposed to pick them up on Monday.
And you already have people who are eager for those trees, right?
Oh, yeah, we already have them in order. Now, normally we would be buying trees from PHS.
Yeah, exactly.
This will help us. It's, you know, less, rather than $70 to $100 per tree.
Yeah.
We're saving that.
Uh-huh.
You know, with the Party in the Dark, it's sort of a fundraiser for us.
Right.
We'll have a little bit extra cash.
Yep. That's awesome.
The planting of the trees in Upper Darby Parks that are not going to be upgraded is a great idea. We should or you guys should start thinking about what kinds of trees we might want to put in the upgraded parks. If that's going to be
Yes.
done, let's say next year,
Ah,
or whatever other parks that are not being entertained this year.
right.
Whether they be small trees. We've got a bunch of small seedlings in the nursery. Some of them are 2 years old.
Okay.
So the honey locusts are, let's say, 4 to 5 feet tall. They're not quite ready to go out unless they get a lot of protection, but they're getting close. okay? And there's some
Mhm.
others too. So if you need some bigger ones, we also have some red oaks. We have some red maples.
Yeah.
We have sweet gums, if you need a lot of space for them.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a big open park where you need
Mhm.
a large shade tree,
Mm-hmm.
that's something that we can get out. I guess they're about 4 feet tall as well.
Wow, that's great.
And then we have some other different ones, things like bald cypresses and things
Hmm,
that will do really well in wet conditions. So if
okay.
you have a shallow area in a park that
Mhm.
always seems to get
Mhm.
muddy or something,
Yeah.
we have a few of those and some swamp white oaks.
Oh, yeah, those are really hardy.
Yes, they are,
Yeah.
but they're still small. So,
Yes.
at 4 feet tall, you need extra protection. But when we expanded the nursery, there was an inside fence. Part of
Mhm.
that needed to come down.
Yep.
So we're not throwing that fencing away. We're going to keep that.
Yep.
So that's something we can put around some of these smaller things.
I like that. I like that. Because we did a lot. We did that mostly at the Dermond, right?
We did it, yes.
Yeah.
We had some extra fencing. We
Yeah.
bought some additional
Yeah,
fencing.
yeah, yeah. But especially, but a place that gets that kind of foot traffic and
Yeah.
it's a
And
good
kids are
idea.
running around grabbing stuff. all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
They're-
I love it. Oh, the other thing I didn't mention when I was talking about Naylor's Run Park is I sent Public Works a photograph of that giant tree that is dead on the far side of the pedestrian bridge that looks like it's like a pretty good hazard. It's like very dead. It's a big, I don't know if it was an oak or what it was, a maple or something, but so Public Works is aware of it and yeah,
Well, the big trees, as long as they're stable,
yes,
they're okay.
Yeah.
What happens is if you lose a big bough
yep,
and they become unbalanced, then you got a problem.
Right.
So there are a few of those. In fact, there's one big tree also at Stonehurst Hills. It's on the north side of the field, and some neighbors, when we were over there working, asked about it because they thought it was in bad shape and maybe leaning.
okay, well,
But
that's good.
that happens in
Yeah,
every
yeah.
park. Just somebody needs to pay
Yeah.
attention to it.
Yeah, yeah, thank you.
All right?
Thanks, Steve, thank you. All right. All right. What else, Eric?
That's it.
You think that's it? I don't know, Steve's not ready to go home. You don't have to go home, Steve, but you can't stay here. All right,
Is that
All
gonna be
right.
your closing line?
it is, it is.
I like it.
All right, thanks, everybody. Thanks, Steve
you.
Sardi. Thanks, Tree Tenders guys, Steve and Ray. Thank you, Eric. We'll see you next month, and good stuff to come.